A butcher carves an ox for 19 years, yet his blade remains as sharp as the day it was forged. How is this possible? He doesn't cut through the joints. Instead, he finds the spaces between them. Rather than forcing his knife, he lets it follow the natural pathways in the meat, seeing openings where others see solid flesh. In ancient Chinese culture, this was called Wu Wei, meaning effortless action. It's not about doing nothing, but living in harmony with life, without forcing. Imagine a skilled artist making a brushstroke, graceful, natural, and almost effortless. The ancient masters understood that forcing things doesn't work. Trying harder only makes them worse. We've been taught that to achieve something, we must work relentlessly, pushing against closed doors, forcing unnecessary conversations, and chasing those who are walking away. We call this commitment. The ancient Taoists would call it madness. This forced approach is at odds with how things actually work. You can't think your way into the present moment because thinking pulls you out of it. You can't force yourself to be someone you're not. The entire framework collapses under its own weight. Alan Watts, the British philosopher, used to say that trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. The instrument you're using is the very thing you're trying to examine. This paradoxical relationship with effort is exactly what we struggle to grasp. We've built our lives around our efforts, and as a result, exhaustion has become a status symbol. Anyone suggesting there might be another way is dismissed as lazy, entitled, or naive. But the Taoists weren't naive. They saw empires rise and fall, watched war, famine, and corruption unfold. Their response wasn't to try harder. It was to question the trying itself. Think about water. It is soft, seemingly weak, but if it is applied consistently, it carves through stone. Or as Lao Tzu said, "Nothing in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is better at overcoming the hard and strong." The people you know who move effortlessly through life aren't calm and peaceful because everything goes perfectly, but because they don't fight reality. When a plan falls apart, they adjust. When a door closes, they turn around. When resistance appears, they find another path. They're responsive, not reactive. Taoism begins by noticing where we're forcing things, where we're pushing against resistance or repeating the same actions, expecting different results. Maybe it's in conversations, trying to convince people, or getting frustrated when they don't change their minds. But if someone is ready to hear it, they will listen. If not, no amount of words can change that. We spend so much energy arguing with reality. The traffic should be lighter. The weather should be better. But all that arguing accomplishes nothing except making us miserable. The Stoics had a similar worldview. Distinguish between what's within your control and what isn't. But even with what you can control, don't grip it too tightly. Just as we don't control the weather or traffic, we don't need to hold on to beliefs too tightly. We can adjust, replace, or even discard them when they no longer serve us. This adaptability allows us to change our minds when new information arises and admit when we're wrong without losing our identity. This is tough in a culture that worships certainty. We're expected to have everything figured out, but maybe being lost is closer to the truth than pretending to know. In that reality of not knowing, we begin to see where we're forcing things. We start to clearly distinguish what's within our control and what isn't. What would happen if we stopped pushing? What if we accepted that a fixed morning routine dictated by someone else isn't what we truly want to follow? When we listen to ourselves and respect our needs, we create space for more certainty in our lives. Paradoxically, when we stop trying to be productive, creativity flourishes. When we stop trying to impress people, connections deepen. When we stop controlling how others perceive us, authenticity emerges. This is what happens when we stop blocking our own flow. The river is always there. We just have to position ourselves correctly.